Hello, everyone, and welcome to No Buts About It. Let's get rid of that awful pre-show thing here because we are now live. And we just finished recording our show, Chus, like less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Um, I figured we would hop back on again because the Steelers have made a signing that isn't really that big of a signing, but I figured since we were already on the stream here, we would jump back on and talk about it. But the Steelers have signed a former Atlanta Falcon and former, I guess he has also played for the Bears, the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Vikings, Cordarrelle Patterson. I used to call him Cordell. But it's Cordarrelle Patterson. And he is officially been signed by the Steelers. And it's kind of an interesting signing here by the Steelers, in my opinion. I think that it's not the worst, but it definitely, would probably make me believe that this signing is probably going to be for kick returns or stuff along that line. It's probably not going to be a situation where I can't really see him playing a lot of running, because we already have two running backs. I mean, maybe he'll play a little bit of wide receiver, but once again, it's still not really a lot of room to work with, especially with Russell Wilson. I mean, all you'll have is George Pickens, and you'll have Patterson as well in that wide receiver room with maybe Calvin Austin and whoever else. But I don't know. I feel like it's a little strange to have him at wide receiver for that situation. So in my opinion, I think he's going to be more for a kickoff return type guy. It's a 2-year, $6 million deal, which isn't too bad, but it does still make me wonder why they're signing him because, Patterson is decent, but he's also older. He's like 33, I believe. So he's up there in age. I thought that we would probably try to go a little bit younger, but maybe trying to get that veteran presence in the locker room again for for the wide receiver or running back room, whatever. I mean, I think the running backs are pretty set, maybe for Pickens. I don't really know, but I do find it as an interesting signing. But me and my one friend Connor, who I mention a lot because we talk a lot about sports, but he has been on the show. He mentioned it to me earlier, right as the show went off air, and he mentioned it, and I was like, "Why would we sign him?" And he said, "Probably for kickoff as what do you think would be the reason why we signed him?" And he said for kickoff as well. So I think we're both on the same page here. I don't know how you think about it. I don't know if you would even really care, Josh, about it, but I figured, if you have any thoughts about it, if you know anything more about Patterson than I do. I mean, as a Steelers fan, I don't really see the need for it, but I mean, I guess if it helps, great, but I mean, I'm not against it.
Yeah, so Cordarrelle Patterson, he's really kind of been a fantasy football kind of darling. Not necessarily last season, because the Falcons offense last season was the most random thing to ever face the planet. But years before, he was kind of running back, wide receiver. They just kind of put him all over. And the Falcons ended up, I don't know that they created the position because I've heard of other teams having this position before, but on their depth chart, he wasn't listed as a running back or a wide receiver or a kick returner. They actually put him at a position called the Joker. So I believe that was just last season that he was listed as that. So he is a very versatile guy. But as you mentioned, 33 years old for Cordarrelle Patterson. Obviously, he's not going to take over for Najee. He's not going to take over for Jaylen Warren. No one should be saying that. I'm sure there's going to be some random YouTuber who's going to suggest that as a possibility, or someone looking to make article fodder about this. But I think this signing comes at a very interesting time because today was when the NFL Rules Committee passed that rule that we kind of talked about a little bit during our full show that we literally just ended. Like, I literally hit end and Chus was like, "Hey, wait a minute, something just happened." And it was this signing that they are going to be allowing kick returns more often. They're going to be pushing for kick returns to happen. And that's really Cordarrelle Patterson's bread and butter. So this could be Omar Khan kind of being like, "Hey, we didn't have a great kick return game last year. Our special teams wasn't great. So we're going to go get an older guy, someone who isn't necessarily the most athletic anymore, but definitely has experience at this level, who knows how to be successful in kick returns, who knows how to be successful on special teams, and he can maybe mentor someone who could come in and do that more full time. You know the Steelers depth chart better than I do, but do you think that that's a possibility? Is there someone on your team? I know you guys had Calvin Austin doing that a little bit, but I don't know if they want him back there with Deontay Johnson gone now. Who do you think is going to be your primary kick returner?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Patterson now. I mean, the thing is at the time a lot of plays last year were Gunnar Olszewski, and he got cut. Gunnar Olszewski was not good. He was used for kickoffs and punt returns and whatnot. And Gunnar Olszewski was just not that guy. I don't know what the heck was his problem, but he just was not good. But Gunnar Olszewski was our guy, and then it kind of switched around between Pickens and Johnson and Patterson, or not Patterson, and Calvin Austin the third. It just kind of switched around between a bunch of people, just because we didn't really have anybody that was like notable. Because there was a guy, his name was Ryan Switzer from a couple of years ago. He was a huge kick returner for the Steelers. Like he never really was like a guy that like would go out and like catch a lot of balls or be like any of the like that big time guy. He was just known for his kick returns and doing really well on kick returns. And eventually we let him go, which is sad because I did really like Ryan Switzer, but in the time being, like they put in like some other guys and whatnot. But I think last year we relied on a lot of Gunnar Olszewski, and then he got cut, I believe, in the middle of the season. And so I think Patterson would probably fill that role unless we draft a wide receiver where they put him in that position. I don't really see it as, going to be anybody that's on the current roster as of right this second. So
Ari Miroff, someone who I really respect and I think has a lot of great opinions, he's pointing out a few things on Twitter right now. He pointed out that no player in NFL history has more kick return touchdowns than Cordarrelle Patterson's 9. So he's kind of that guy who's kind of just known for bringing the ball to the end zone off of kick returns. Also, he will be reuniting with Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh. So that's another big point.
That is also true. I didn't even think of that.
So, I mean, I hate the way Arthur Smith used the players on the Falcons offense. But this could be an opportunity. We could see Cordarrelle Patterson being used in new ways that aren't necessarily expected. Do you think that this is a stupid question. I recognize it's a stupid question, but I feel like we should address it anyway. Do you think there's any chance Cordarrelle Patterson takes over Jaylen Warren's spot as the RB2 on the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The only way would be if Jaylen Warren got hurt, more or less.
Okay.
I can't really see him taking over that workload. Plus, it would kind of mess a lot of things up because they kind of have like that 50-50 mixture going. And I feel like Patterson is more of like that Najee Harris guy. I feel like Warren like is a different type of role. And I think that having two really like, big backs, as far as I know, I think Patterson's more of a bigger back, right? Am I wrong? Yeah,
I believe so.
I don't think he's more of like a Jaylen Warren or Eckler type guys where they're like elusive. So I feel like he's more of a power back type guy. I can't really see him taking the job from Warren unless there's like a situation where like Warren's hurt, which you don't hope for that. And I don't want that to happen because Warren is awesome. So I would assume not. I mean, he theoretically could take over for either of those running backs if they get hurt. Probably like same thing. I think we'd be in a better situation for Patterson to like fulfill his role if Najee got hurt than having Warren, because you would be running with two power backs. But then if Najee got hurt, then you would have Patterson and Warren, which is still kind of like that same balance you had. It's just Patterson's older and not Najee Harris, who, has had multiple 1,000-yard seasons already. But yeah, I don't really see him taking the position from any of our guys or even on the wide receivers, to be honest. So,
yeah, I mean, so we talked about this during the show. Like, Pittsburgh doesn't really have a ton of wide receiver depth right now. No. They cut Allen Robinson. They traded Deontay Johnson. You really only have George Pickens, Calvin Austin, and then after that, it's kind of
Van Jefferson.
Right. I mean, is that who you want to go in with? And I don't know that Cordarrelle Patterson necessarily even adds to. I'm not scared of Cordarrelle Patterson as a wide receiver. I mean, he's 6'2", 220 pounds.
Oh, you better be scared of him.
I'm not.
Your
I'm not
defense
scared.
can't stop Cordarrelle Patterson.
Well, not anymore because they banned hip drop tackles.
Yeah, so get ready, bud. Get ready for Cordarrelle Patterson.
This is Omar Khan's plan. He's just gonna sign big guys that the Bengals, that Logan Wilson can't stop now, allegedly.
Yeah, because Logan Wilson is the reason for the hip drop tackle.
Yeah, he is the one who invented it in rugby back in 2002. But like you said, this isn't a huge signing. It was just funny that it happened off. I wanted some people to join. I want to know people's thoughts about this. Let me know what you guys think. If you're watching right now, there are 2 people watching. So those 2 people, let me know what you think, and we can discuss it a little bit. But do you like this contract? Only $6 million.
I mean, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I think that for the cap space, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the cap hit isn't that big of a deal. You know, you're only dealing with $3 million, but like, you know, we could have used that for something else. But I mean, I guess the kick returning aspect wouldn't be bad, but we just got to hope that he can actually, like, you know, get some good returns for us and stuff. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, Mitch was only like that much money. So
you kind of just went from Mitch to Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yeah, I'd rather have him over Mitch, but that's just me.
How mad would you be if we get into a situation, because this happened with Bijan in Atlanta, where Cordarrelle Patterson is being handed the ball and Najee is blocking for Cordarrelle Patterson?
Well, I mean, if Cordarrelle Patterson's getting up the field, then I mean, I guess sure. But like, if he's getting nowhere, then I'm gonna be mad. Now, everyone in the Steelers organization will probably call for Arthur Smith to be fired on the spot. So
that is true.
So, and the Steelers fan base has been angry the last 2 years. So, I wouldn't want to be the upper office right then and there.
You guys are getting rid of everyone. So,
yeah, no one is safe. So,
let's just now we got 4 people. Let us know what you think about this signing. Chus and I have kind of discussed it. It's a fairly cheap contract, only $3 million a year, especially considering the kick return rules that got changed today. Steelers fans, do you like this move? Is this a good move for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or do you think the money could have been spent somewhere else? We just finished our live show, and then we had to hop back on because of Cordarrelle Patterson being signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I wouldn't have traded for him. I don't think he's worth trading.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, it's 33 years old. I mean, what would you gain from that? Like a 7th round pick, maybe?
First rounder.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think it's the worst move in the world, like I said. But I don't know. I mean, his stat wise, he's not like anything like special. He's never had over 700 yards rushing, and then when it comes to receiving, he's never had over 600 yards receiving, and he's never had over 700 yards rushing. So I mean, granted, he hasn't played in a lot of games, because I mean, like, there's some games where he's missing, or like some years where he's missing games. Like, for example, in 2022, he only played 13 Falcons games. But like, still makes you wonder.
Well, you guys, let me see if this is updated yet. I don't know if this is updated yet, but you guys have, according to overthecap.com, I don't know if this includes the
it might not. It just happened.
Patterson signing yet, but you guys have $14 million in team cap. If we eliminate, let's take away Cordarrelle Patterson, you guys have $11 million left, and that's not including your drafted rookies. Still got to sign wide receiver, presumably.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. I don't think we sign anybody else. I don't know.
I think this is it.
Yeah, I think that was our last big move, and it was not a good fun big move. It was kind of little like whatever, I guess. Um, I'm
Got
gonna
it.
I'm gonna text my one friend about it. Connor, I'm gonna text him. We don't have a lot of cap room left.
Let's see
Let's
what Connor has to say here.
Yeah, if he responds in that time period, because we're only hopping on here for a couple more minutes, I'd assume, because then I'll
Yeah.
yeah.
Make sure nothing else big happens here.
So I don't think anything else big is going to happen. I don't think any more signings are going to happen. I think it was just a one-time situation, and I think we're solid. I think we're straight.
Okay. Well, thanks for. Are we gonna want to wait for Connor here? And then we'll
I don't know how long Connor's going to take because he's getting home from work. So I mean, if he does respond here in the next like 2 minutes, maybe, but like not like actually physically 2 minutes, because I don't know what else to talk about with this guy, because I don't know much about Cordarrelle Patterson. I mean, like I said, other than his stats, it's like he's not like anything like super special. It's not like he's had any great background years or anything like that. But
I know about Cordarrelle Patterson. I just don't know what he brings to the Steelers. I don't know why the Steelers would do this.
yeah, I don't know either. Cordarrelle Patterson, but
and this is your final big signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which means Tyler Boyd not going to the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, then that means Tyler Boyd's just going to be a free agent now. I guess he's done forever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he's not going back to the Bengals. Don't even believe that.
I don't. Did I say that?
You were implying it.
I was not implying it. I just don't think he's done. But that's all we have for Cordarrelle Patterson, which isn't much, but hey, it happened.
It did. It did in fact happen. So, yeah, indifferent. Wish we would have spent more money as a Steelers fan on something else, but we have the Joker, so maybe he'll actually end up being interesting. So,
okay, well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, go do something nice for someone. I'm Josh Butts for Chus Lentz. See you next time.